Both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all, and in thine hand is power and might, and in thine hand it is to make great, and to give strength unto all. 1 Chronicles chapter 29 verse 12. The Lord maketh poor, and maketh rich, he bringeth low, and lifteth up. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 7. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 10. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them, and what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 11. Every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 19. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have, for he hath said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5. And he said unto them, Take heed, and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Luke chapter 12 verse 15. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Matthew chapter 6 verse 21. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one, and love the other, or else he will hold to the one, and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Matthew chapter 6 verse 24. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant, thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things, enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Matthew chapter 25 verse 2. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 2. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 4. The ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor heareth not rebuke. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 8. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 11. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 8. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 16. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as an high wall in his own conceit. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 11. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 14. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 22. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 1. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 7. Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Proverbs chapter 23 verse 4. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Proverbs chapter 23 verse 5. Remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me. Proverbs chapter 30 verse 8. The wicked borroweth, and payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth mercy, and giveth. Psalm chapter 37 verse 21. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. Psalm chapter 119 verse 14. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. Psalm chapter 37 verses 16 to 17. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. Romans chapter 13 verse 7.